you're probably thinking, 5-minute thoughts. That was the thing last year. Haven't heard anything with the signing of Mourinho or Johan Durant. No, I am sorry, we haven't done a recording. I haven't done a recording of 5-minute thoughts on that. And this one may be longer than 5 minutes, though you'd have been expecting it. And when you see the title in your clock, you'll be like, yeah, of course. You are going to talk about the things that have been happening and the Ings perhaps that it could have. Of course, it's the sale of Danny Ings to West Ham, believed to be for 12 million, rising to 15 million. Is their new number 18. It's been confirmed today. And there were some lovely videos that the Villa put out, not just videos, tweets, sorry, that they put out on their official @AVFC official Twitter handle. And it showed how well respected he was. And Unai Emery mentioned in his press conference pre-Southampton that Ings was the model professional. He was very well respected. He worked hard. You know, he came on and he saved the game against Wolves. He came into the team against Brighton and bagged the 2 goals that won us the match. He captained the team against Stevenage. He got 6 goals in 8 starts this season. He scored 7 goals. And it's at that point that you start to think, oh, well, have we done the right thing here? Now, everyone's going to have different opinions, and you probably think that you know what my opinion is on this. My heart, my claret and blue heart has been broken because I love the bloke. I really, really love the player that he is. I know that he's divided on Twitter. Anybody who's got INGS in their names and plays for Villa this season has been a bit divided, because you get that, yes, he scores goals, yes, he's a good impact player. He's not a good impact player. He's not really. He hasn't scored many goals after coming off the bench. He's a good starter. But then you get the whole, he can't run. He can't do it for 90 minutes. He keeps getting subbed. That doesn't mean he can't do it for 90 minutes. It means that the manager wants to change it up. And to say he can't run, there was that video that came out last year which said that he was faster than Watkins in the initial sprint, but Watkins is obviously faster. And Ings has been making great runs, but just not being picked out, unless usually it's Emi Buendia with the ball on the edge of the box. You think about the goal away at Brentford last year. Great run from Ings, lovely ball from Buendia after the Maradona turn, and the proper finish across the keeper with the left foot in off the post. You look at the movement for the Newcastle goal. What a goal that was. What a way to introduce yourself to the whole end. But getting back to why I'm recording this episode, is to give you my thoughts, my opinions, and I appreciate you may not agree. I appreciate that football is about opinions, and without opinions in football, it would be very boring. We wouldn't want them all to be the same. We like that they're that little bit different. Unai Emery trusted everything he's done so far. I think he's going to be a great manager for us. I think he's going to get us to the same sorts of places that O'Neill did. You know, UEFA Cup, sort of Europa League level, if not just on the cusp of it, you know, which hopefully it'll be the former. But with that in mind, I think he's made the wrong decision at this current moment in time with Danny Ings. I appreciate that he's thought about the player, the person in this, and he said that, you know, Ings needs to feel loved, he deserves this, it's what he wants, hopefully he can get some more game time. He's going to go to Southampton, he's going to get to West Ham. He's going to score against us at the Olympic Stadium. And he's going to bag quite a few goals to them if they get him up front and firing on all cylinders. With their attacking talent of Lanzini, Benrahma, Bowen, you know, Declan Rice pushing forward in that midfield, he'll get goals. And that's why I think we've made a mistake. He'd have got at least, you know, 5 or 7 more goals before the end of this season for us. I really do believe that. I also believe that he should have been starting. I said that on an episode recently. For me, selling your top scorer when you haven't brought in a replacement, and I know we've got in Duran, but he's not going to be ready yet. He's going to be a Benteke. He's going to be a slow burn, I would imagine. That we're hoping to get game time to over the rest of this season to get ready for next year. But we don't have anybody else apart from Watkins that's an out-and-out striker, and even then you could say he's more of a wide forward. Leon Bailey is more of a winger who's been put up front because it's the way Emery wants to play. Now, for me, Danny Ings was the striker. He was the finisher. He was the number 9 for us. And arguably, he's the most high-caliber number 9 that we've had at the Villa since returning to the Premier League, and probably in the side that got relegated. Well, definitely, because that side was allowed to. But I just feel that he had more goals in him, and that we could have kept him. He could have helped along Duran, could have helped Watkins, could have got to the summer, and then we could have sold him then if that's what we were looking to do. Because he will get goals in whatever team he's in. And I think it leaves us light up front, as I say. Now, there's arguments against that, and to some extent I agree, and I understand why he has been sold. The fact he's got 18 months left on his contract, that we're getting 12 to 15 million for him, that he's 30 as well, and that he's not first choice. And the wages he's on, we don't want someone on those wages sat on the bench. I 100% agree with that about the wages and on the bench. You don't want that. I don't think he should have been on the bench. But it's high wages. I think we could have got through to the summer, seen how we did. If he scored a lot more goals, he could have been our veteran attacker then. Our veteran striker to help the others through. Cameron Archer, Duran, Watkins. And we could have tried to get his wages down a little bit. And if he wasn't interested, if he wanted to still be on the high-end wages that he is on, then you consider selling him. I still feel that the money that we're getting for him now, the 12 to 15 million, would have been obtainable in the summer, especially if he'd been scoring a lot of goals. You could even have offered him a 1-year contract just to make sure that you got that 12 to 15 million for him in the summer, because there would be plenty of teams that would be willing to pay for it. And I'd have been looking at those getting promoted who've got money to burn and were like, we need a proven goal scorer, you know, as long as it's not West Brom. Okay? I've mentioned that we don't have anybody in at the moment to replace him. I don't feel that we do. There are obviously rumours there, and I obviously realise that I'm obviously saying obviously a lot, obviously. I apologise, obviously. The rumours of strikers coming in, do they excite you? Do they excite me? I put a poll onto the Twitter page, and we're waiting for those results to come in. Wesley coming back, is that exciting? No, not for me. He hasn't done it before. I don't think he will do it. You know, if he does, brilliant, well done, but I'd be obliged to cut my losses and release him at the end of the season. You've got Dan Juma. Looks like Dan Juma's available on loan until the end of the season. But apparently we don't want him because we've already got players of his profile, such as Bailey, in the side. Dan Juma is now linked with Everton. It doesn't look like he'll be going back to Bournemouth, and there's teams from abroad in Ligue 1 that fancy bringing him on board. I wouldn't have minded Dan Juma on loan, without the obligation to buy, but to see how he could do, you know, having a fee in there just in case. But it looks like we're going to miss out on that one unless Villa pull the ultimate swerve. You've then got Gerard Deulofeu. Those rumours are going to be cold. There are some verified Twitter accounts of Italian press and also Turkish press who who were saying that we are interested. These people have got things right before. Deulofeu would be around the 20 to 30 million mark for a 28-year-old who's played in England before, at Everton and was okay, has got raised in Barcelona and has gone over to Udinese and absolutely torn it up over there over the last couple of seasons. He's a centre-forward, wide-forward striker winger. He plays in that attacking line, and when he was at Watford, he was really good. He wasn't surprised he left when they got relegated. I would love to see Deulofeu at the Villa. I've thought it for a couple of years. He's a bit older now, obviously, and I'm not too concerned. You know, he's the right age. He's coming into his prime, and if Emery thinks he's the right fit, then I'm sure he will be, because he'll offer that versatility. The other player, and the interesting one, is Moussa Dembele. No, not the old Tottenham centre midfielder, the old Fulham and Celtic striker who is at Lyon and had some time at Atletico Madrid for a while as well on loan, where he didn't set the world alight there, did he really? Let's be honest. He's done okay at Lyon. He's got 6 months left on his contract. He's only 26 years old. I thought he'd have been 28, 29, but he's only 26. It looks as though Villa are trying to either get him on a free in the summer, do what they did with Kamara last year, get him on a pre-contract, or bring him in for cheap this year. Now, there's talk that Lyon will be asking for 12 million for him because they know we've got 12 million from Danny Ings. Let Lyon ask. Let Lyon ask. You know, we can carry on talking to the player at the moment because that's in the rules with the transfers and the pre-contract agreements. And if he wants to join, we can be saying to Lyon, you know, here's 6 million, you know, his contract's running out, that's all we're going to give you, maximum 7. We'll give you 6. Go on. Bite my hand off. Bit Dragons Danish. And if they say no, we sign that pre-contract agreement with Dembele. And then we go and get somebody else in on loan to see us for the rest of the season. Maybe an older player to help out, but that would be a bit silly after we've just got rid of our veteran or our older striker in Danny Ings. It's a shame that it didn't work out as much as we would have liked. He's been prolific everywhere else that he's been at. Reminds me a little bit of the Kevin Phillips scenario, who only got 4 goals in his Villa career. I was really excited about him joining, as I was Ings. Maybe next time I need to not really care, and they might do better for the club. But we've got to trust Emery. I am sceptical about this, and I really hope I'm proved wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm anti-Emery at all. I back him. I think he's the man. I'm happy. I'm really happy with what I've seen so far. Not that he needs my justification. I just do feel that in the position that we're in, and with the opportunities that we've got to creep into the top half and finish in the top half of the Premier League for the first time in over a decade, that maybe pulling the trigger and sanctioning the Ings departure was just a little bit premature. But hopefully Ings can only get better. Well, no, we don't want Ings to get better for West Ham. I'm sure we'll do fine there. But, you know, let's hope, in the words of Boyzone, I do apologise, could be Westlife, don't know. It was Bazu sent this to me about Boyzone or Westlife because he loves them. He's got their posters up in his room. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Let's hope that even after the departure of Danny, we can be flying without Ings. As always, I'm Villa till I die. Cheers, Tar. Thank you very much for listening. Up the Villa.